said, only about the size of a basketball hoop. But discovered in 1929, they mined for gold up until 1930, so for 1 year. During that year, they actually slept inside of the cave. And the reason why they didn't find any gold is because gold forms in granite and not limestone. This is a limestone cave. One of the easy ways to tell that it is, if you look up, you see the spider web looking around above me? This stuff? That's all we call boxwork, and that can only turn limestone tile into the limestone cave. But after that 1 year mining, we didn't have use of the caves, and then in the summer of 1930, we started to take our first guided tours. The first guided tours wouldn't use the stairs that we do today. They would lower people down a hole, make them fall, and they lower people down with a broken pulley system that they built themselves. And the hole that they lower people down is not directly beneath that rock right there. So there's that big rock right there underneath it. That's the hole that they lower people down. There are a couple things to note about our cave. Our cave is actually U.S. government property. It's property of the Forest Service, and so they regulate it all in the Department of Agriculture. So that being said, they make the rules, and one of the rules is we can touch the rocks in its top half because it's what we call dead cave, which means it's no longer forming. But the lower portion of the cave, which is below that staircase, that's what we call a live cave because it's currently forming, and they say we cannot touch that. So I ask once we go down to the bottom of the steps, we do not touch any of the rocks, because if we do, it'll kill the cave, which means it'll stop some of the stuff from forming down there. So that being said, we do have 127 steps. They can be a little bit steep, can be a little bit difficult if you like surgeries and stuff, but they're not too bad, and we do take breaks on them. And for about a quarter of the stairs, we don't have railing. But it's not too bad. You can just touch the side of the rock to maneuver through that. It's not terrible. And it doesn't get really tight down there. That being said, does everyone feel like we can make those stairs? 3, 2, 1. Perfect. That's pretty much it. Just make sure not to wander into any part of the cave that I haven't been to. If you guys are going to follow me, we're going to head down these stairs now.
So much for a quick detour, huh?
We better bring our coat.
Yeah, we should.
It's cold in here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 47 degrees down there. Yeah, that's why I said bring a sweater.
Yeah,
We didn't read that. We just drove in and got right down here.
Can we bring? It's
Hey,
late
too late
now.
now, girl.
It's too late now.
She's like, wait a minute.
Oh my gee.
Hey, when you leave here, you appreciate the heat.
It's kinda cold in here. We better bring our coat.
Where are you from?
Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh, well, 47's not that.
No. It'll be cold for her. She's from the Philippines.
You gonna make it down the stairs, or are you gonna have
Do
to
you want
carry
me
it?
to get on my back? Are you sure?
Oh,
You sure?
you guys are stubborn little guys,
I
aren't
would
you?
pick Sissy up. Her legs are.
We'll go until she tells me to. Do you want me to pick you up?
You okay?
She's
Come on,
going
Bo.
just as fast as well, so.
Because he's scared. Give me your hand, please. Let me hold one hand. Okay? I know, honey, but we're going to get stuck all the way up here. Come on.
Everybody else is going a lot faster.
We can't just walk long, honey. And one person is here for himself.
Wow, this is very.
Yeah, we're right. Make sure you don't bump your head on anything.
I lost the key to that one.
So 126 down and then 126 back up.
Yeah, 127 down, 127. Right here, this is the bottom of the original hole that they'd crawl down. Like I said up there, there's a hole that they'd lower people down. This is where it shoot out. and then they go down these stairs. So this was all blasted out. This is not original. Anything done here has parts that have been done natural. And mostly throughout the cave, anywhere kind of like on our waistline or our waist down, pretty much all that was like it was all material. Like, see, this is where the natural cave floor was. So pretty much anywhere down is all material that we all blow out or use to.
Huh? Just, you don't have to hang on. See, it's just a little.
Oh my gee, it's a long way. Oh my God.
That's how they used to let people down on a rope.
Hmm?
People used to crawl down that hole. They
Really?
made this mattress.
Wow, look at this. It's cold in here.
Also, just reminder, once we get to the bottom of the steps, that's where
40
we do not
degrees?
touch any rocks from that point.
Holy cow. It's very deep.
No, you're not touching the rock. Sure that.
Oh, holy cow. How many steps?
127.
Wow.
You guys do okay? Kind of slippery. They're kind of slippery. They're getting icier, so.
It's humidity.
Slippery.
Okay, but mommy, you have to move on first.
Once we get down, we'll to the left and then over there by the red light.
Sure? You got it?
Oh, we got some stubborn little minions.
Slime down here.
Slippery. Because it's cold.
This is.
Holy cow. Oh, it's wet.
This seems like you're not climbing up.
All right, so if we look on either side of us, we can see there's stacked rock. All that rock was stacked in the 1930s by the CCC. The CCC stands for the Civilian Conservation Corps. They were created during the Great Depression. They built a lot of infrastructure for the United States. So the concrete work, back then they did a different electrical system. They did knob and tube, which isn't great for most environments, but they did most of the work in the 1930s. But the new electrical is like from 2017, so that's updated, so we don't have to worry about going off. The other day I did have it go off, but
floor.
it got shut down. Power lines got shut down because there was a wildfire, and so they didn't want it to cause more issues. But it was definitely weird because I had a tour probably right about here when it shut off.
Oh, God.
But we all had the phone line, so we're all okay. But like I said, right about our waistline down, that was all rock at one point. And right about here was actually the original cave floor. Also, when they came down here, the width of the walkways were really small and it's kind of tight down here. So the CCC came down here and made it wider and taller. And all the big rocks they broke up, they stacked them. Like, imagine trying to carry this up. So they stacked all the big rocks, they didn't have to carry it up, and took up most of the little stuff out. So that's why they stacked the rock in the first place. We will be taking a right. We'll come from the left at the end of the tour. When we take a right, about 15 feet, we're going to find a hole in the ceiling. We're all going to take a look up that hole, and then I'll explain a little bit more about it.
Why are you looking at my hand?
It's cold in here. Oh, holy cow. That one also is another way, or we will end up.
He said I think maybe that's moving that way. I think.
Wow, really?
Well, you look up there. Getting better than that.
Oh, that's cool. So that hole up there, that is what we call a cave nostril. Now, the reason why I call it a cave nostril isn't because of the cave snot coming out of it. We call it a cave nostril because it's one of 7 airways throughout the cave. What these 7 airways do is they supply oxygen to the lower portion of the cave, so we don't need to pump any down here. Out of all 7 cave nostrils, that is the largest one. We know that because in the 1930s when the CCC was down here, they made a smoke bomb, put it inside of there, and lit it off. The smoke came out of another hole about a mile in that direction.
Wow.
So that goes for about a mile, so it goes vertical, it winds, this goes all the way up. But right now we're about 220 feet below the surface. The deepest our tour takes us is about 240 feet below the surface, and there's a puddle there, and I'll point it out. Just scoot right by.
What's up with the different colors that are up there? All the purple. Why is it different colors?
Purple?
Yeah, there's like purple and pink. Like way up there. Oops, sorry.
Oh, yeah, those are very slight color changes. A lot of that's due to the actual...
See how it's like way up that way?
Yeah, most of that has to do with like the different materials, like the amount of iron in it, and what it's all based off of the actual kind of rock or... You know.
So is this stuff slimy then? That looks slimy up on
No, it is actually functionally all rock solid, and I'll get to that in a minute.
We're not supposed to touch it, right?
it? Looks slimy to me.
Is that poisonous?
No, it's not. You're okay.
You go first. Wow.
Oh, look at all the lights over there.
Oh, look at the lights in there. Wow, there's a light in there. What is that light?
Christmas time.
Little laser lights.
Oh, Christmas lights. Is that Christmas lights?
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like it.
It looks like one of those things that they have.
Laser things, yeah.
I'm coming, baby.
Yeah, it's like Christmas light.
I'm coming, honey.
Wow, we.
Your hand. Stand there.
Oh, water.
So right here, this is what we call a dogtooth spar crystal. Dogtooth spar crystal is the most common type of crystal. The reason why they first named it dogtooth spar crystal is sometimes they say these crystals in there kind of look like dog teeth, a very scary dog. But a fun fact about it, on the hardness scale, it is a 5.5. For reference, a diamond's a 10 on that scale. A stalactite or stalagmite would be a 3 on that scale. Anything above a 6 can cut glass. If we look back there, we saw some around that corner. See those little baby things that look like icicles coming from the ceiling? Those guys are called stalactites. And that big icicle that looks like it's coming from the ground up, that's what we call stalagmite. Now, the easy way to tell which one's which, because sometimes they get them mixed up, or other people do, is stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites you might trip on because they come from the ground up. And so it's not ice, although they look like icicles. It's 47 degrees in here year round, which means during the winter it is warmer in here than it is out there. But it's always 47 degrees, and the freezing temperature is anything below 32 degrees Fahrenheit for water, so it can't be icicles, it's too warm. That's all minerals or calcium, and the way that it forms is, let's say right here where I'm pointing, this point on the ceiling, let's say it drips water for hundreds and thousands of years, right? In that water, there's calcium or minerals, and as it drips, some of it stays behind and builds up, and that's what creates a stalactite. And as that water drips, sometimes it still has calcium or minerals in it, so when it hits the cave floor, the calcium in it will build up, creating a stalagmite, and a lot of times when they build up, they'll touch, creating a cave column. For our cave, this is different by the amount of calcium in the water, the rate that it drips. But for our cave, it does take about 175 years per cubic inch of growth. So about an inch every 175 years. And up ahead, we're going to find what we call cave bacon. Cave bacon kind of forms like stalactites, where it's from water running down the side of the rock. The calcium, that water stays behind, building up and creating these ribbon layers. Right here.
We are gonna go back home. We have to finish this first.
You don't like seeing all the rocks?
Okay. Like a little kid. I know, I just want to.
Alright, so I'm going to kind of like show you guys something. See, I work here, so I can do this. Don't do this. It would technically be illegal if I were to touch it with my bare hand, but it's not going to do anything if I tap it with my key, because that's not going to have right now. I'm going to tap this gooey looking stuff just to show that it is rock solid. That doesn't work very well, but it is solid. It looks gooey. All the stuff that looks gooey, it's not gooey.
It's not.
Completely rock solid, because that's the built-up mineral that takes hundreds of years. If you look up there, we call it our cave octopus. If you look right below it, that gooey looking stuff. We call it cave gravy. The more formal name for it is flowstone. And so we're going to walk over here. We're not going to go over there quite yet because it'll get the water
It's
back
like
there.
wire. It's a wire or something. Okay, hi, baby. Oh, see how your pants are soaking wet.
So all the water that's dripping from the ceiling, that all takes about 5 years to filter from the rock, which means it's relatively safe to drink, which means I'm going to drink the cave water and it's going to be fun.
You're try yours down here.
Hey, it's pretty good. You can drink it. It tastes good. And it won't kill you, or at least I haven't died yet.
We've been in some cases, so it wouldn't be wise to drink it.
Yeah, and it depends on what part of the world and stuff, and there's natural springs. Up there you have some bigger stalactites, and right here we have, for example, some like dogtooth spark crystal. This dogtooth spark crystal doesn't really have a lot of actual crystals in it, but it's still dogtooth spark crystal. Some people say this formation kind of looks like a bat. Like that's the wing, that's the wing, that's the body.
Right there looks like the body of it.
Fun fact about bats, bats are not blind. Bats can see, and most can see as well as people. That's all according to the Department of Agriculture or the Forest Service. They're the same thing. Forest Service is part of the Department of Agriculture. They also say a bat on average can eat up to about 1,000 mosquitoes in an hour, which is pretty good. If you look back here, this formation is what we call Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is actually the largest formation of flowstone. It goes approximately 40 feet back into the cave.
Sissy, come on. All right, bye.
Now, another thing to know, we do allow flash photography inside our cave. I say that because a lot of caves don't. I think that might be because of bats. But we're allowed to take pictures. So once you guys are done kind of checking it out back here, I'll be waiting over there for you.
Oh, you tripped on my foot. Come on, this way.
Water got me again.
Ohio, Wisconsin, Indiana, wherever everyone's from. Right?
Ohio.
Okay. What's in Ohio?
Well, we've got the wilds where you go out. It's almost around here, like you see the
Pro
animals.
Football Hall of Fame
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Football Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about Wisconsin? What's in Wisconsin?
Cheese.
Cheese,
Yeah.
Gravy Packers.
And dairy cow.
And dairy cows.
Okay, and Indiana? Is that where you guys in the back are from?
Originally, we're from there. We live in South in North Dakota now.
Oh,
Indiana's noted for potholes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was talking to
they are bad. You'll lose a car in one.
I was talking to a
From
deputy
Ohio.
from North Dakota the other day. Apparently, North Dakota has super cheap speeding tickets.
Oh yeah, it's $1 a mile.
Are you
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we can afford that.
It's like $1 a
Look at my
mile.
hair, this is the first time
Yeah,
we're
it's like
there
10
for
bucks.
go 80 miles an hour, 'cause we love
Wow.
this back home.
Yeah, like a seatbelt ticket could be more,
And my truck wouldn't go because it kept shutting down.
which is still like $15. But yeah.
Because I was in the state of Colorado, like a month ago, and I was driving, I got pulled over for going like 15 over, and I was like $173.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. North Dakota probably would have been like $20.
Yeah, because I heard like somebody's like, yeah, I had like a 12 bucks.
Yeah.
Ticket doesn't cost you anything, the insurance does.
Yeah, ticket doesn't cost nothing, insurance does.
Yeah, right. Over here on the left, we have some more stalactites, more stalagmites.
Check
some
for that pedal
cave
water,
columns,
honey.
and a lot of orange cave columns. Like I said, everyone does take about 174 years per inch. So they would take a couple hundred years, and those will mostly all make cave columns.
No, don't touch, don't touch.
It's alone. Wait, I just thought there is water. Wow, look at that. They're not touching each other, right? And this here.
No.
No, I mean touching each other here.
Yeah, you see the blue? Yeah, I know you do.
The way out now.
I don't know, David.
Throw it in the bag. Oh, yeah,
One of the most wishing wells I ever seen. Ain't never seen nobody so built.
Yeah, people just do it. Right here we have some more flowstone. Some people like to say it looks like it's located directly beneath our outhouses. If you look there, you see two poles. The one on the left looks a little bit more aged. That's because it's from the 1950s. Don't worry, it's not holding this up. And the one on the right is from 2017. If you look down here to the right, we have what we call our Wonderland wishing well. At the end of every tourist season, we clean out all the money and we give all of it to a charity. That charity gives school supplies to children in need. If you don't have change, that's fine. You guys can throw in credit cards, car keys, engagement rings, anything
Well,
like
make sure
that.
you
My purse.
put a signature with it.
Yeah, right?
Me neither. He's like, wait a minute. There's a wishing well.
Oh, man, come on.
Hold on, Hayden. Mommy will carry you. There's money. Yeah, you're supposed to throw it in there. People threw dollars. Mommy doesn't have dollars.
Oh, wow, there is dollar.
Yeah, we see. Come on, Bubba.
Oh, there's a $50 bill.
Yeah, we're not throwing a $50 bill in there.
Hey, you got a $50 bill you're gonna throw on? I'm glad I'm last. I'll pick that up.
Right?
It's money.
Like our own money to put in there.
Yeah, that's why I took a double take for a second thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute.
He was checking as well because other people had dollars in there, but.
Yeah, no. Save those for me. I'm kidding. Anyways, back here, we have what we call our icicle fence. It's a row of cave columns that goes for about 40 feet back. It is a dead end back here, but we can fit about 10 people back here at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got less than 10. Alright, we should be fine. We don't have to worry about it.
2 of them don't even make a whole person.
So, like I said, this row of cave columns goes for about 100 feet. This right here on the left, this is my right, your guys' left. This is what we call popcorn crystal. It has some compound in it. If you guys actually sniff it, it does faintly smell like popcorn, but other tour guides says it smells like it more than... You smell it. I'm kidding. I know it doesn't smell like popcorn. We say that because some people say it looks like popcorn. Right here we have some stacked rock. You can tell how long these rocks have been stacked. Because right there you see some calcium. That's calcium buildup, like the same way a stalactite would form. But we can fit about 10 people back there at a time. We have less than 10, so you guys can all fit back there, check it out, and then come out and kind of meet how we were back there.
You know, back when this was built, they had to have all short people.
Yeah, right?
Because I'm not that tall and I've already hit my head.
Oh, yeah, and like for the CCC too, they had to like swing pickaxes
We
you
gotta
know,
go
minus
through that
like
first.
3 or 4 foot of head space.
Come here,
can
Sissy.
imagine.
Look.
Goodness.
June.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Chilly in here.
It's chilly in here. Yes.
you seen it? Bring the first aid kit.
Oh, we got time. We got the first aid kit there.
Oh, so
No, you need it for everything.
There's more up around the left there. Oh, ouch.
Come on, Bubba. We're almost done. Sissy.
So once you guys come out, I'll have you guys meet where it turns into 3 different directions back there, kind of like how we were just all meeting.
Come here. Sissy. Come here.
I think, yeah, we're in here. I think we'll be going to the left, I
so
think.
where are we going now?
I think we'll go that way, I'm not sure. I don't, I can't remember which way we came from.
That's why they advise you to bring a couple flashlights.
So where are we
Time
going
you
now?
realize you're going the wrong direction, your battery's dead.
Surprise, surprise, there's no service.
Here, we came here, from here.
Yeah, well, come over here, lady.
Why?
We don't want to leave you behind.
We're going back?
Oh, I don't know, he's
We don't know which way we're going yet.
Where he at?
Yours too? His
He's
too?
coming, we didn't lose him.
No, he's the only one that knows how to get out. We hope.
It's cold in here. I don't have a coat.
Where?
Alright, so about 15 years ago, before all you guys were born, we had a lady on a tour, and she was about 60 years old, and she found a rock that she really, really liked, and she had a coat. So she took this rock, tried to wrap it up in her coat, and trying to hike up those 127 steps. She made it about halfway before she passed out, because the rock that she was trying to pick up was 20 to 30 pounds, and she received a fine for it because, of course, she passed out. Now, the thing is because she removed it from the cave, we are allowed to touch it and pick it up. So this is what I call Polly the Poodle.
That's the one that she was trying to get.
It's heavy.
But you guys all can go up to it, take turns holding it and picking it up and touching it. As long as you don't take it. That's my rule.
I don't think it ain't gonna fit. Well, fit in my backpack, but I will make it up some stairs.
Yeah, it's quite
It's
the
cold.
workout if you're trying to steal that.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Here, you want
No,
my
it's
jacket?
okay. No, it's okay.
No, really.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sweating right now, I'm hot.
It's
You
okay.
got around $25,000 fine.
This is it.
Rock that I estimate
She got a fine,
at about
$25,000.
$175.
And you got the rock back.
Yeah. It's, so
That
I'm
rock,
gonna
that
do
rock
it
is
right
worth
when I steal it.
$175.
Some lady
I'm
tried
gonna
to take it
steal
out.
Well,
but
technically,
she got
I'm
one
under the age of 18, so I won't be charged as an adult. So.
Ah,
Not how high you would be.
But we're not always going to be like that. We're getting up to that age, so I always tell my boss I got to do it quickly. Right here, you see this flow stone. See how it kind of looks wet? It looks wet because it is wet, but the reason why we turn off the lights like back there is because these lights produce heat. That heats up the formations, evaporates the water, which then kills the formation. So right here, you can see it's all dry. You can touch that because it is dead, and that's why we turn off the lights when we're not in the cave.
sorry, buddy.
So why is it green here?
So that's all from the spores that leave our clothes attached to the walls and then start growing. So it's like a human petri dish. But if we didn't have lights or if we didn't have people down here, none of that would occur down here. Also in this next section of the cave, it's going to sound scary, but it's not bad. The cave ceiling gets short, not too bad. Probably right to about my neck level. That being said, we are allowed to touch either side of the rock to get through this next part because the footing gets a little weird too.
You'll fit right through, Dave.
Yeah, you be careful your head. You don't have hair. I said be careful your head. Dios. We'll go back now.
I'm not sure they.
Oops. Oh, slippery.
Careful, baby. Bubby, okay?
Ooh,
Yeah, right? Yeah, I already did the physical.
Let's
I just
go,
did the
Dakota.
test for it, yeah. The thing is, it's a 3-mile up and down hike with 45-pound weighted vest, and it wasn't too bad. It was like 100 degrees outside.
Oh my.
That hole back there, that was dug in the late 1930s. Now, back then, we still used a rope and pulley system to get people down here. That being said, old people didn't want to go through the cave, and same thing with really young people because they couldn't do it because they didn't want to crawl for 3 hours. So the owners decided that they wanted to dig out to the side of the canyon, put a second entrance there, so people would just walk down here and then walk out, so you wouldn't have to do all the stairs. Or back then when they didn't have stairs, crawl. The reason why they got stopped by the government when they're about 20 feet away from breaking out to the canyon, because if they would have made that hole for that second entrance, then it would then expose the lower portion of the cave to the outside elements, which would then evaporate their water and kill off the cave system. Now this bad boy right here, this is what we call the fountain of youth. Now, I'm actually 118, but I look 12 because I take a drink every morning. The second the water comes out of the rock, it is safe to drink, but the second it goes inside of the bucket, I absolutely cannot guarantee you. So if you're gonna drink it at your own discretion. I legally don't recommend, advise, encourage you to, blah 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 blah. But anyways, it's not. It tastes good and it's cold. That was
It's
empty
cold?
about 3 weeks ago, and but it takes about 3 weeks to fill it. And right here we have a piece of dead sea coral that came from our cave because at one point the entire Black Coast was under sea. That's how a lot of these limestone caves formed. Like where we're standing right now was soft limestone, and